high in the North York Moors National Park, this is Nathan's Bridge.
Most people that knew him would say was a old head on young shoulders.
It's named after Jess's son, who, a little over 6 years ago, at the age of just 19, took his own life.
It's one of the last places he worked on. To have his apprentice family put a little plaque on and dedicate it to Nathan, it means a lot.
This is your first visit?
First visit.
For both of you?
Yeah. We've just not, the time's just not been right. And it is quite emotional. But I know that he'd be chuffed that we're here.
Nathan's mental health declined rapidly after a relationship breakdown. He was visited at home by a community mental health team from Tees, Esk and Wear Valleys Trust in the northeast of England, covering North Yorkshire, Teesside, County Durham and Darlington. But just hours after their visit, Nathan was dead.
It was like he went from 0 to 60. I don't think he had any help, and he did the right thing. He went and asked, we've seen that. That support for him just wasn't there.
They only had to ring us up and tell us what was going on. At that day, his friends would have gone, we would have gone. He could have come here, but it never happened for that one phone call.
Just behind me is the headquarters of the Tees, Esk and Wear Valleys Trust. Now, it covers a huge geographic area. It's meant to provide care for around 2 million people. Now, many believe that is part of the problem. This trust is simply too big to be managed properly. And that's meant the failures of care and the tragic mistakes that have cost people their lives have never really been addressed. A 2023 report into failures in care at the Trust cited a lack of specialised, skilled staff, too much staff turnover and a shortage of beds. But these are all issues that reflect concerns right across the mental health sector.
We had so much to look forward to. I miss him. I miss him so much because he was my mate.
Gemma and Bill also feel they've been failed by the same trust. Laurent, Gemma's husband, Bill's son, lived with bipolar disorder, characterised by extreme shifts in mood, which could mean impulsive, sometimes reckless behaviour.
You don't die from bipolar, and he shouldn't have died. So yeah, I wish that I'd had an hour just to tell him, but...
In June of last year, Laurent was detained under the Mental Health Act, but then, quite unexpectedly and without any notice, he was released.
He was not well, and one of the first things I did when we got him home was I phoned the ward where he had been and asked them to give me chapter and verse on why he'd been released.
Within 48 hours, Laurent had died. Exactly what happened is still to be determined by a coroner, but his family believe he was discharged from hospital far too soon.
The hospital will still say we respected the patient's wishes. They think they're doing good by doing what the patient wants, but they're not, because they're not thinking what they actually need.
I feel robbed of my childhood because I had to grow up very quickly.
Now expecting her first baby, Faith knows about loss and about coming through the other side. She spent most of her teenage years in and out of hospitals battling an eating disorder, but she says with precious little actual therapy.
When I went in looking for help, I came out 1,000,000 times worse with 1,000,000 more problems than I did originally going in.
How do you reflect on that now?
So I was put in there to be cared for, shown how to deal with certain things. I don't understand why at 14 to 18, when I should have been developing life skills, friendship groups, relationships, spending time with family, birthdays, Christmases, I spent them all isolated. I didn't have any skills.
And now a public inquiry into failings at the Trust offers the chance for some answers.
I'll never understand what they did, why they did it, but some accountability for it. And until I get that, and until I can process that myself, I'm not going nowhere, I'm not backing down. If it takes another God knows how long, I will do it, and I will pursue it till the bitter end, till I get what I deserve.
The Tees, Esk and Wear Valleys Trust gave us a statement in which they said the Trust will cooperate with the inquiry and that it's an opportunity to discover what could have been done better and will enable those affected to hear how sorry they are. For Faith and hundreds of other former patients and families, the public inquiry offers hope their questions can be answered and that it will lead to safer, better care for those who need it most.